Okay. I believe you understand that I'm talk about phones and new old phones. And so, nowadays lots of people buy new smartphones instead of using old phones. People buy new gadgets such as iPhone for calling, but their old Nokia, which was used for the same purpose, was lying on the desk. They buy new iPad. For what? Why? Why people prefer to use new things, new gadgets, new communicators, and lots of other. And answer for this question. Firstly, it's a question of prestige. Having the latest phone or tablet is fashionably. People want to highlight themselves from crowd, or people want to brag in front of their friends. Such nicely said, "Oh look, I got the latest phone," and I'm thinking, yeah, she got it. Shall I buy it the same, or? And I ask for me this question. Secondly, new smartphones have more features than old one. For example, your iPhone as a video call or MP3 player. Also, it has GPS. You can connect to internet by Wi-Fi or 3G or 4G and surfing the net, waste time on Facebook, download new applications and games. But for what? Yes. Your old Nokia can only call. How many features in new phones really need one? Have you ever asked yourself when it was the last time when you're using voice recorder in your gadget? I believe you can't answer to this question. Why do you waste your time playing Angry Birds? That time, maybe it's better to read a book. And often we don't know even a half of what is in our phones. In addition, new large phones with wide screen consume much more energy than old one. So, old Nokia, which is needed to be charged once in 2 weeks. Sometimes you need to make a very important call, but your battery is dead and you are very angry. You need to charge your phone every day, so energy consumption increased as well as your electricity bill. Furthermore, smartphones break faster and you run to shop to buy a new one, but your old first button phone still works. Mike Thomas said, "I rather will trust Ivan with a branch than a graduate of University of California with his scientific degrees and fancy computer." I think you understand. Moreover, many gadgets copy each other's functions. Compare your tablet and phone. Tablet has no call, but screen is larger. iPod with iPhone also consume it. Where's the difference? I really can't see it. All in all, society spends lots of time and money for gadgets, mistreating their phones and buy unnecessary new. For me, it's fine to use reliable, functional, old, vintage phone for calling my mom. And I think about it when you decide to buy a new one. And that's all.
Thank you. It is just something like 2 minutes poetry. I hope it is motivating. The more you do, the more you try, the more you can achieve in life. These words I keep reminding to myself, and my world seems to be a disaster, like it is something like a magic spell, what makes the things sort out faster. And unbelievably, it works with every single problem when I'm tired, sick, when studying sucks. I never try to get rid of that. I search for reasons, answers, or ideas. What gives me inspiration? Or suddenly I can just copy nature things, what had prepared an elder generation. It is the heritage. From ancient times, people were curious and many-sided. They self-developed, gave a try to everything their mind desired. Was it a science, music, theatre, or art? You were a free bird, beyond the laws. Proceed, know something new, or become smart. Right, they develop for that cause. Starting with Julius, the greatest Caesar, who made his name by winning battles. Not everyone admits it wasn't measure he read, and furthermore he grew up apples. Da Vinci, not only an artist, but inventor, and Ivan Grozny likes to ring in bells. Dan Brown is a journalist and writer. Hugo on free time practice singing pagan spells. And as for our world, which is full of rush, people are just forgetting life is our pleasure. Instead of painting life with their own brush, they're simply waiting for another pleasure. It is a problem of mankind, first of all, with lost ability to have enjoyment, supported by amount of problems in the world. We think it leads to unemployment. Solution is right there before us. We should take everything in our hands. There are a lot of things we must discuss. So what we need? A lot of clever minds. So how to broaden mind? Take up a hobby. Begin it easy. It is right. Never forget, it is your story, and only you have power to decide what should be there or what to add, what kind of things to set aside, and what to aim the future at. Some months will definitely pass, and after all you've tried, you might remember my first class when I advised you fight. And suddenly you will remember a phrase which leads to your own race. The more you do, the more you try, the more you can achieve in life. It's
Woohoo! So my name is Alexandra, and the name of my speech is awareness. So have you thought that you are sleeping while you are awake? We live, but we don't pay attention to what we are doing and what we are talking about. Only laying in bed and thinking about day, we confess that because of unclear reasons we couldn't control ourselves. We say bad things to our close friends and relatives, and do not estimate the meaning of these words. Sometimes the world is living without us. While walking on the congested street, you suddenly hit upon the idea that you are just one in a million, and that basically means nothing. It causes pathetic feelings. Some people who are dying say that they were living with expectation of something that will casually change their life. I think this is a mankind problem, and we should deal with it. So if you're as fed up as I am, stop sleeping and look into your life from the side. It's time to seek into your mind and find this I in yourself. It's very crucial to accumulate the concentration in the center of your body and try being always in awareness of what's happening around you. For example, try to eat not automatically but consciously. You'll definitely feel the difference in the taste, and curiously enough, you'll be full after a few spoonfuls of the food. This is a #1 problem among fat people. They mind for more and more food, but in fact, body doesn't require so much. Definitely want to know how personally I deal with this problem. Basically, we couldn't stay aware all the time because our thoughts twisting in our head. Every second you are thinking, and it's very hard to stop this process. So how to concentrate? For example, try to concentrate on your breathing. Feel this air coming from your lungs. Our brain is not capable to analyze two things at one time, so this will help you to stay to be aware and to concentrate. Another way to try not to sleep is to do whatever you want for a couple of minutes. So you can run, jump, say silly things, stand on your hands, and let your energy, stress, or maybe pressure to come out. So when you get free from those bad things, you can relax. But curiously enough, there will be no one thought in your head. So you can relax with pleasure and with light head. If you try to practice this every day, I think you can be free. You can be sure that you will learn how to stay alive and how to concentrate in different life situations. I hope you will see results very soon. For example, there is no anger and jealousy in self-consciousness. So if you're aware, you don't need to control your anger because it simply never arises. Consciousness is like light. When there is light in the house, how there may be darkness, it simply runs out to it. When there is light in your house, how can you stumble? How can you hit the wall? Because of light, you know where the door is. You simply go to the door and go out. When it's dark, you stumble, sneak groping. So being unconscious, you stumble and fall. Anger is nothing like stumbling. Jealousy is nothing like groping in the dark. So in the conclusion, I would like to say that it's very important to stay away all the time and live in the present. Not in the past, not in the future, but in the present. There is no need to know your past, and you can't change your past, and there is no need to know your future. So live here and now. Take everything from life. Thank you for your attention.
My topic is about my sports achievements. There's so many people out there nowadays who are all weak today. They don't have discipline. They all eat hamburgers and hot dogs. Sometimes I think, how can people go for this stuff? And this is my motivation. I will tell you about how I started to do sport. My first motivation was my friend. He was bigger and stronger than me. I felt uncomfortable when I was with him. All girls liked him, they didn't like me as much as him. So once I suggested him to go to the gym. He said, no, there you will not become better. I thought, oh, maybe he's right, because he was like a respect for me. Then, a year later, I went to Polytechnic school. There I met one boy. He was quite cool. He was doing sports for all his life. Once we were talking about the gym, he said, don't listen to anyone, this is all shit. You have to just try it by yourself. Then he helped me to make my first training program. He wrote it down for me, showed me how to do some exercises, and then I went. From this moment, I love doing sports. I like the feeling when I lift the weights and blast my arm, and all my muscles are pumped up. I had a good shape, and when I lift weights, I feel like, yeah, I'm big. I'm the biggest one. I'm the biggest in this gym. Like, maybe I'm not the biggest in the gym, but however, it's a feeling, and I like this feeling. I love when my mother says, oh, my body became so big. I love when my friends talking with me. I now have new friends with whom I can, who are on the same wave like me. We can talk for hours about sports, about some new exercises, not only about sports, about life. I think that's all. And once more. No, I want you all do the sports and yeah, just do sports.
Just give me the instructions what to do. Do you need the sound?
No, because there's a presentation.
Do you need it all the time?
Just okay. So I will then come up there and
Or you may just tell me,
okay.
and I will show it.
So, can you turn on the screen? Okay, so we're going to talk today about gaming. And first of all, before we start, I would like to ask a question. Please raise your hands who play computer games. Okay, thank you. And now raise the hands, the ones that know about computer games.
Not so many, actually.
Come on. So, those who didn't raise the hand for the first time, you're mistaken. We will tell you why. Please.
I'll start. Hello world. I'm glad you're listening to these words, though you forced me quoting somewhere else. Like thinking about new posts on Facebook, or trying to concentrate on your Twitter messages, I don't know. And that's the problem of our people nowadays. Our society is digitalized. We're constantly connected to the internet, smartphones, computers. It's the story of our daily life. but we don't always use our opportunities productively. Like, one won't be sitting in front of a computer and googling something like thermodynamics till 3 AM. But what is he doing so late at the computer? Well, he's minding very serious business, yeah. He's playing Call of Duty. And that's why our people ask themselves, why is he playing games? Games are so awful, God. Why do people play them even? And are games good or they're bad? Now we'll check it out. So on this basis you may think that games are really, they don't give you much health and much mind, they are just corrupting you. Like, if we would constantly play video games, then we will all be big pieces of fat, crooked backs, because everyone is sitting at the computer like this all the time. Well, and what are games created for then? For entertainment, yeah. Actually, developers create them for money, because they want to get more and more money from the gamers, but the users want to enjoy. And that's the second problem. People think that the users are like children, they want to get more and more joy from the games. So we can assume that games are really bad, but it's not that easy.
So now we should go to the topic. 1 second. And so there are different types of gamers. Even though it may seem inobvious, it is. So as we can see on the chart, no, we can't see on this chart, but there are different types of players. For example, I'm not going to talk about the one that I displayed here, but some other type. So basically there are about 5 types of those who play computer games, and not only computer games, console too. So amateurs, those who their aim to play is just to relax, because sometimes you just need to relieve yourself. Like, for example, you got fired, your boss screams at you, your girlfriend left you, and now you feel that, no, I need to go to Call of Duty and kill someone just to relax. And these are those people. Also, there are professionals or pros, the most known types, because they have a lot of skills in games and they put a lot into it. Then there are just gamers that are like amateurs, so there is not much to talk about them. And those who find it as a job, because even if it may seem a bit astonishing, but you can get a lot of money for playing. And for example, if you record it.
I will add some words. You can get money for playing with 2 options. The first one is to shoot videos while you're playing and show them on YouTube. There are many famous YouTubers who gain a lot of money from their videos. There are subscriptions and likes and all that stuff. And the other way is to get the first place in the worldwide competitions, but the first one is easier.
So yes, we talk about those types of those who work, who find the work, and those who are pros, because pros are mostly participating in competitions. So it is a bit too far. Okay, whatever. So first of all, we want to discuss several games just to prove it. So first of all is one of the most famous massive multiplayer games called League of Legends. So you may think that there's nothing special about it, but let's see the picture. So there are 3 main rules. So planes. They're called planes, yes. But for those who don't know, they are rules.
With red.
Yes, they are marked as red. And why is it so difficult? But because there are 5 people on each side. So if there were back. So how do you arrange them? And of course, the opposite team has to arrange them either. So you need to work as a team. Also, even though it may seem like not big distance, it is a very big one. So you can't just, like, for example, go to the top lane, which is also team, And then if someone is at the bottom lane, then you just can instantly improve them. So you need to work as a team. So please next slide. It is an example of what can happen if you don't think about what you are doing. Because as you can see, it is very difficult to understand what, who, where, and what is he doing.
When 5 people are trying to, I mean, when all people come together and start to fight, and it's difficult to understand what the hell is going on here. Like, there are all these flashes and things running in front of your nose on the screen, and you don't understand what's going on there. To sum it all up, some games require a lot of concentration and strategy. That's why they are not so easy. And that's why we're not so bad.
Yes. So now we are proceeding to the next slide and the next game. Well, it is also a very well-known game and very popular indeed. So it is very popular maybe because it is also very relaxing. It is true, but not always. We chose this game because it is a very good example of what you can do. Please, if you proceed. So it is not very well seen, but everything here is made from blocks. So
it's like you take Lego and create some big castles, but in conclusion.
Yes. So why did we choose it? Because it improves your imagination. Because you can build amazing structures indeed.
Yeah, this game is all about creativity, and there is another thing. This game has some kind of wired connection called redstone, and people do amazing things with it. There are cases of creating a calculator in Minecraft. It's like you create a program inside a program, and that requires some skill there, honestly.
Yes, and to continue with his phrase, so after you create a program inside a program, so that you could use a program while using a program. So it is awesome. And now we are going to the next game. It is the most known game, and if you please. Yes. It is the most known game ever, Counter-Strike. So even though there is original and online, it doesn't matter. It is just Counter-Strike. One of the most ancient games, and it also requires a lot of teamwork. There are 16, normally there are 16 players on 16 players, and so during one round, you normally can't return to the game. So after you die, you die. So sometimes you need to discuss when you need to sacrifice yourself in order to fulfill the objective. So here is one of the maps. Blue is marked the first team, and the red is a bad team, so-called. Because their aim is to plant the bomb, the so-called bomb here, or I think like here. Yes, here and here. So, first of all, how do you split? Because if you go as a group, then the opposite team will just need to shoot in one direction, and they will definitely kill everybody, and they will win. So maybe you need to split. And that's so this game develops a lot of tactics, and of course it requires a lot of communication with each other. We'll go to the next one.
Yeah, I will continue with this one. If our games like League of Legends and Counter-Strike required some skills, some time-based skills, like you need to act very fast to do something, then this one is turn-based. It means that you think hard, and you want to. And then other man does his turn, and it goes on and on. It is, I think it's not easier or harder because you can't compare two different types of games. This game just requires some knowledge in also it requires some good strategy and tactics, but it is mostly like simulation. Like you start with one sector, and then you expand your city, then you build more cities, more land, and so on. And it requires a lot of brain work, because you are like conqueror or a ruler of a great empire, and a great empire needs to think of all the towns he has.
So, so there we have a small slide, just showing. I think that it is a battle period. So, for example, do you see these all small white thingies? They are all forces. So, just think about how much do you need to think about where you will arrange them in order to protect all your cities, and at the same time to provide a defense, and at the same time you need to provide an offense. So the enemy, so that the enemy won't be able to rest.
And there is another thing, like one types of your troops are weaker than the other types. For example, you gain 1 million soldiers, and they all rush to one point, and there is one elephant that kills all of them. That's really pain in the ass.
Yeah. So I think that we will finish on that, because I think that we took a little bit more than
5 minutes.
Just a bit.
I will just end with some words. Yeah. Okay. So we're not trying to encourage you to play more games. For example, I won't after a speech I won't go to my home. I won't drop all my clothes and sit around the computer and sit there for a whole night. I am just telling you that gamers should not be hated. They're just like us. Like people around us. Like, you don't hate a friend, and you mustn't hate a gamer, because gamers, they actually have a life. They're smart, some of them. They're smart, and they're pretty strong if they build their bodies. I just mean that if a man wastes a lot of time into a computer, doesn't mean that he is not educated or he is stupid.
So to conclude even more, that even though he's saying that you shouldn't, we are not encouraging you. Well, we are encouraging a little bit. So maybe it is sometimes good to, for example, play the same Call of Duty just to relieve stress, or for example to play Minecraft just to, like for example, a wonderful idea of a magnificent palace came into your mind, and you want just to remember it, so you can quickly, not quickly, but create it. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello guys, I want to thank all of you for giving me opportunity to introduce my special speech. Who loves reading here? Put your hands in here. I like you guys. You're perfect. I will tell you about the importance of reading books. You know, nowadays situation, youngsters prefer internet to reading books. They also prefer watching films to reading books. That's why the previous generations were aimed on self-development. They read a lot, so they are much perfect than we are. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't want to say that internet has a lack of information. We have books in the internet too, but real book, how perfect it is. Look, you can read through the pages, you can feel it, you can touch it. It's much better than sitting at the computer and just reading what is brought there. We also imagine our world by reading books. We make it better. We even can feel something, like we can cry, smile, or we can feel happy, calm when we are reading books. That's very important for us, to have ability to think by yourself, have ability to imagine something by yourself. But when we are watching film, we just get emotions. Oh, that's cool film. I will watch it again after a while. But when you are reading books, it's better for us. We develop. We can get something for us So, we need to read. Personally, I love reading books. That's make me feel different from others. Sometimes I enjoy countless hours of reading. Reading makes me develop much faster than my peers. So, reading is better for me. I can express my thoughts clearly and understandably for other people. Even if I read, I improve my vocabulary skills, my word comprehension, my world view, and it's incredible, yeah. I think that's all.